Okay, guys, today we're going to be going over a couple things here that have been happening, and I don't see how they're getting away with this stuff, but here's some clips. Y'all enjoy.
You're actually you're interfering with
Good. Renee 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 good. Ice out. Ice out. Ice out. Ice out. Ice out.
Somebody please tell me how these people stormed into a church where people are practicing their First Amendment right. The First Amendment. And these people are not getting put in prison. You are not allowed to infringe on the rights of others. This is ridiculous. You're supposed to be able to worship where you want, when you want, how you please, without being disturbed. Even in ancient times, by the way, people knew better than to desecrate churches and stuff like that. Now, you did have the wild hairs, but look at who they are in the history book. They're the worst people. And that's what these people are doing. I mean, even, again, look at ancient times. You don't kill the messenger. That was something that people believed in. You had to have it. Now they're pulling these reporters out of their vehicles and beating them half to death, and nothing is being done about it. We need the military, or we need some sort of militia to come in and stop these people. They're hurting people. They're infringing on rights, and it is crazy that they are just able to walk the streets like it's nothing. All right, guys, this is going to be another example of the crap that they're getting away with.
And it feels like this thing is sort of sitting on a powder keg right now as you have more and more agents swelling into this neighborhood right now. And as they swell into the neighborhood, you have more people concerned about how this goes. So, John.
This is another example of these lunatics on the left doing things they know they shouldn't. She drives a couple thousand-pound missile at a ICE officer, and then people wonder why this happened. Don't get me wrong, I wish she wouldn't have lost her life. Yeah, there may have been other ways around it, but when you're in that moment, have a split second to react, you can't say what you would have done. Yeah, it's easy to look back now when we have time to sit here and analyze every little piece of it. But he did what he thought was right in the moment. He probably didn't even think about it. Just think about that. He just reacted. But here we go. Watch this.
Of the car as Good reverses, then drives forward. Gunfire is heard. Good's car then
It's sad to see someone lose their life. And again, there may have been other ways around it, but he was lawful in what he did, justified in what he did, and we do feel sorry for the loss of the life of this woman, but she should not have drove a multi-thousand-pound missile at this agent. And when we think about all these leftists and liberals, these lunatics, and we wonder where do they get this stuff from? How on earth could they think this is okay? And then you see stuff like this, a governor.
What's happening in Minnesota right now defies belief. News reports simply don't do justice to the level of chaos and disruption and trauma the federal government is raining down upon our community.
I agree with all of that, except for it's coming from you guys. It is coming from the liberals who just can't live in reality. And here we go. You can tell he's liberal because his favorite little word, trauma. Trauma is something way more serious than what these people claim everything is. They sit there and they stub their toe and they say, oh my God, I have toe trauma. This man is actively leading an insurrection against the United States, and he's telling people to defy our government.
2,000 to 3,000 armed agents of the federal government have been deployed to Minnesota. Armed, masked, undertrained ICE agents.
They're not undertrained, and the reason they are there is because you have allowed billions of dollars worth of fraud, and to think that he is not tied up into this somehow. Tim Walz made money off of these little daycares, or should I just say supposed daycares, because we all know what they are. They're a front. They're a scam on the national resources that we have. They're a scam on our government, on our people, on you. If you are a left-wing person, This should upset you way more than y'all are leading on that it is. They are robbing you blind. If you don't believe me that these people are just straight up lunatics, man, and they've lost their mind, look at this dude in a dress sitting here chanting that they want to help get Maduro free and we need to keep our hands off Venezuela. Do you want more of our own citizens to die from this narco-terrorist? Do you really think that is a good look for you? Think about how crazy you have to be, first of all, to be a man out here wearing a dress in the middle of public, acting like a woman. Come on, dude, everybody can see through that. And then to sit here and chant that you want to free a dictator? Y'all watch this.
Hands up, Venezuela! Free President Maduro!
Notice how dude couldn't even keep his voice from cracking. You're not a chick, bro.
La lucha sigue! Libertad, socialismo o muerte! Venceremos!
That is literally a lunatic, a crazy person, someone driven mad by the woke mind virus. These are the same lunatics, by the way, the leftists who said that this man was hateful and racist and bigoted. I mean, come on, man. He was the furthest thing from it, and they celebrated when the man had his life taken away. You don't see Republicans out in the streets celebrating everywhere over the death of the woman up there, Renee Good. We sit there and sympathize with these people. The loss of a life is terrible. But when Charlie Kirk, one of the nicest, most understanding, non-racist, non-bigoted people that actually was in politics, when he was taken out, they laughed. They said horrible, nasty things. I mean, look at even this interaction right here. He was just being polite and just stating facts.
Hello. Hi. About that, well, first question, why can't marriage be allowed with 2 men or 2 women? That question got me.
Yeah, so, I mean, allowed and what it is are 2 different things. So, again, just strictly from what marriage has always been is the idea of 2 separate parts coming in a union to be able to have, hopefully, a lifelong partnership to raise kids, adopt kids, or have kids, and to become better versions of themselves. It is the attraction of opposites.
And this is what people would say, oh, well, he's against gay marriage. No, he's just telling you what it is, why gay marriage isn't actually biblical. This is no hatred here. This is no bigotry.
So if you want to redefine marriage, that's fine, that's your contention, but I take a classical view of marriage.
Based on, like, what is that based on what? The
Well,
Bible?
The natural law.
Is that the Bible?
Well, natural law is separate than the Bible, but it's harmonic with the Bible, that's correct.
Okay.
Because what would you say? What is the purpose of marriage?
Marriage is like, I love you, you love me, let's
Got it. So
let's get together.
Can a 25-year-old marry an 8-year-old?
No,
Why?
because that 8-year-old is not ready. Like, they
Got it. So at
are
some
not
point,
Just like every other belief that these lefties have, the second you give the slightest bit of pushback, their entire worldview falls apart because it makes no sense, because they are literally insane. They have lost their mind, their ability to reason. When you lose God, you lose all morality. They don't care about the slaughter of all these children. They don't care. Some of them actively celebrate it. They walk around wearing earrings with dead babies getting eaten by crocodiles. It is disgusting. And these are the type of people who are going through college now being taught this same stuff by these horrible professors in this leftist university.
so then let's build out your definition more then. Love each other, but also what? What is the purpose? What is the destination of marriage?
We are 2 adults. We love
Got
each
it.
other.
Fair enough. Okay, we love each other. End of story.
Well, let's give me another thing, and maybe I'll add to it.
Okay, but is that it? Just is it about union, partnership, friendship? What is
I think it's just like, let's get our taxes good. Like, let's just get married. Like, I don't think there needs to be some big crazy
no, that's
reason.
actually, no, I'm not attacking you. I think marriage is holy, and by holy, I don't just mean it in a religious sense. Holy means separate, meaning it should be elevated, it should be celebrated. It's something that is so above the rest, and you just think it's like a tax advantage, and that's fine because actually most Americans agree with you.
Yeah.
I think marriage is something where we should drop everything, like, wow, two separate parts have just made a lifelong covenant with one another to learn about the other and to grow with each other, and it's difficult. And I think that we've lost that.
I mean, I'm Jewish, and like in Judaism, there's the there's like the when you get married, the religious marriage, and then there's the government marriage. Like you have to get married twice, basically. So I think what you're talking about is probably the religious marriage, like with a priest. I'm talking about governmental marriage.
I'm even talking about government. I'm just saying traditionally our governmental marriage, again, I'm in the vast minority of opinion in the country, this has been the classical view that it's a man and a woman coming together in something sacred and something holy or elevated. Again, that's not...
I would say that's just a Christian marriage.
It's not necessarily Christian. In Judaism, in traditional rabbinical Judaism, Orthodox, homosexual marriage is not recognized.
That is true.
So it's not Christian. In Islam, homosexual marriage is not recognized.
Okay.
So it's not just Christian.
Okay.
So it's Abrahamic.
Abrahamic.
All right, we agree.
And on that note, I'll leave off today's video with this. The guy who they claimed was hateful, bigoted, just a worthless person, was even just then showing so much grace and said, you know, it's not just Christian, but we'll say you meant Abrahamic. He was very gracious to her. He knew what she meant, and he didn't sit there and heckle her for it. He was just, you know, throwing it out there like, hey, you know, it could be this religion, this religion, this religion, but they're Abrahamic. They're all Abrahamic, so I get what you're saying. But y'all have a good night, and just keep in mind, the liberals, I think they're past the point of being saved, but maybe we can get to them and help them out, and y'all have a nice, blessed night.